Hello students, how are you all? So, are you ready to start this history chapter, which is chapter 8, Education under the British Rule? In this chapter, you will study about education in pre-British India, education under the British, positive impact of the British, contribution of the British, establishment of universities. So, let's first start with the education in pre-British India. Two reports, one of William Adam and other of William Arnold, represent a complete picture on the condition of education in pre-British period. Adam toured the states of Bengal and Bihar and he found over 1 lakh pathshalas, schools functioning there, whereas William Arnold toured Punjab and saw a good number of pathshalas there. Both private and public education were being provided by the educators. There were no formal schools and classes were held in open space under some trees. Students sat on the ground instead of benches or chairs. Before British rule, education in India was imparted through a network of elementary schools, pathshalas, maktabs and madrasas. Reading of religious books in vernacular languages and learning arithmetical tables were important part of education. Higher education covered subjects like Sanskrit, Arabic, Persian, law, logic, medicine and astronomy, which was based on old texts. This is the image of a formal pathshala in pre-British period. Education under the British. The main objective of the East India Company was to make profit and not to take over the responsibility of educating Indians. Though the missionaries opened a few English schools, their purpose was to promote Christianity. Only a few educational institutes were set up by the company to ensure a steady supply of Indians to the law courts set up by the company in India. Their knowledge of classical language was utilized by the British to establish correspondence with the native states. The first institution of such types were the Calcutta Madrasa set up by Warren Hastings in 1781 for the study of Muslim law and selected subjects. Sanskrit College established by Jonathan Duncan at Banaras in 1791 for the study of Hindu law and philosophy. Fort William College was established in 1800 AD for the training of civil servants of the company in languages and customs of Indians. This is the image of Fort William College, Calcutta. During the 19th century, English missionaries' activities like Charles Grant and William Wilberforce compelled the East India Company to give up the policy of non-intervention in education, as in their view, modern education would destroy their own religious view and then would follow Christianity. The first step towards the educational development of India was taken by the British rulers after the Charter Act of 1813. The British sanctioned a sum of 1 lakh rupees for education in India. The Hindu and the Elphinstone colleges were established in Kolkata and Bombay respectively. These institutions produced an Indian elite class which adopted Western style, dress and food. Do you know, as a contrast to the British thinking, Swami Vivekananda said, all history points to India as a mother of science and craft. The British established the Indian Medical Service IMS in 1764 to look after the Europeans in India. The British wanted psychological slavery of the elite class of the Indian society. In 1835, Thomas Macaulay, who was a member of Legislative Council, said, "We must do our best to form a class who may be interpreters between us and the millions whom we govern. A class of persons, Indian in blood and color, but English in taste and opinion." The British decided to take steps in the field of education in India. There were two groups. One was the Orientalist and the other was the Anglicist. The Orientalists favored the traditional system with Sanskrit and Persian as the medium of instruction, while the Anglicists favored English as the medium of instruction. Lord Macaulay supported the Anglicists as the British wanted a class of Indians to act as a link between the rulers and the ruled and provide cheap manpower for lower levels of the administration. Wood's Dispatch of 1854 made major changes in the educational policies of the British. It was an educational dispatch sent by the English East India Company. Do you know, Wood's Dispatch is known as the Magna Carta of English education in India. It emphasized on the values and benefits of Western education. It gave a detailed program for a separate department of education. Universities were set up at the presidency towns of Bombay, Calcutta and Madras. This is the image of Lord Curzon. Institutes for the training of teachers were set up and assistance was given to vernacular schools. In 1882, an education commission was formed to look into the system of revenue in education, female education, setting up of schools, colleges and universities under the chairmanship of W. W. Hunter. Lord Curzon, the Viceroy of India, revived the whole system of education because he believed that educational institutions in India were producing revolutionaries. The Indian Universities Act 1904 passed under Lord Curzon to increase governmental control over the universities. The nationalists condemned the act as it was an attempt to restrict education and to discipline the educated to show loyalty to the government. On the whole, universal education in India was neglected. Western education has created a gulf between the educated few and the masses. The Congress organized a national conference on education in October 1937. In the light of the Vardha scheme initiated by Gandhiji, the Zakir Hussain Committee formulated a detailed national scheme for basic education. It was based on the Gandhian idea of learning through activity that would inculcate the moral values of truth, goodness, and justice among the masses of India. In 1943, the English appointed John Sargent to prepare a national system of education. It proposed free and compulsory education for all the children between 6 to 14 years of age. It emphasized for all around or holistic development of the student. Most of the recommendations of this plan were implemented by the Government of India after independence. Positive impact of the British system of education. The English language united the people of different regions. Now people rose above prejudices and started thinking of India as their motherland. A patriotic feeling and nationalism spread in all sections and all parts of India. It spread the idea of liberty, equality, fraternity, and democracy. It created awareness about the needs of social and religious reforms. Educated women like Sarojini Naidu joined the national movement. Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Rabindranath Tagore played an important role in the spread of education. This is the Vishwa Bharati University at Shanti Niketan. Rabindranath Tagore played an important role in the spread of education. The Jamia Millia Islamia Institute at Aligarh, the Vidyapeeth at Banaras, Vishwa Bharati University established by Rabindranath Tagore at Shanti Niketan were a few achievements of the Indian leaders. Gandhiji started the Nai Talim, a new teaching scheme. Dr. Zakir Hussain, the third president of India, played a leading role in developing the Nai Talim of education. All these institutes gave a global outlook for teaching in India. Some prominent national educational institutions. Central Hindu School in Banaras established by N.E. Besant. Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College MAQ in Aligarh 1875 established by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. National Muslim University in Aligarh established by Syed Ahmad Barabari. New English School founded by Tilak in Bombay in 1880s. National Council of Education in Calcutta established in the year 1906. Aurobindo Ghosh was the first principal of this institute. The first women university established by Karve in Pune in 1916. Contribution of the British. Among the Britishers, William Jones established the Royal Asiatic Society at Kolkata in 1784 for the study of Indian heritage. Jonathan Duncan started the Sanskrit College at Varanasi in 1791. Jones translated Kalidasa's play Abhigyan Shakuntalam. James Princip deciphered the ancient Brahmi script. There was a great contribution of Alexander Cunningham to Indian archaeological study. Some achievements. Many scientists participated in the session of Indian Science Congress Association 1914. They exchanged their views and shared experience. Some of the leading scientists of international fame in various spheres were G.C. Bose, C.V. Raman, Satyendra Nath Bose, and Birbal Sahni. Sir C.V. Raman got Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930. P.C. Mahalanobis was an outstanding scholar who established statistics as one of the branches of science. S. Ramanujam was a great mathematician, and S. Vishveshwarya, an outstanding personality in the field of engineering and technology, made contribution in the field like building dams, development of hydroelectric power projects, promoting sericulture, and the growth of technical education. Education helped in creating awareness and became a reason for the emergence of Indian national movement. Establishment of universities. Baroda University. Dr. Jackson, the principal of Baroda College, advocated to establish a science institute at Baroda on an improved and independent basis. In 1916 and 1919, the Review Committee recommended setting up a civic university at Baroda. In 1926, Baroda University Commission was appointed, which submitted its report in 1929. Finally, in 1949, the Legislative Assembly approved the Baroda University. University at Aligarh. This was the efforts of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, who felt that it was important for Muslims to receive modern education and become involved in the public life and government services of India at that time. Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College was founded in Aligarh in 1875, which later became the Aligarh Muslim University, and Sir Syed Ahmad Khan's reform movement was called the Aligarh Movement. Sultana Jahan Begum was the first women chancellor of Aligarh Muslim University. Sir Syed's objective was to build a college in tune with the British education system, but without compromising on its Islamic values. In 1927, a school for the blind was established. A medical college was also attached to the university. By the end of 1930s, the university had also developed its engineering faculty. This is the image of Aligarh Muslim University. Summing up, before British rule, education in India was imparted through a network of elementary schools, pathshalas, and maktabs and madrasas for higher education. The main objective of the East India Company was to make profit and not to take over the responsibility of the educating Indians. The Jamia Millia Islamia Institute at Aligarh, the Vidyapeeth at Banaras, Vishwa Bharati University established by Rabindranath Tagore at Shantiniketan were a few achievements of the Indian leaders. Thank you, class. Let's meet in the next chapter.